Hello friends, today we'll be doing a fantastically simple Parsi dish called Saas Macchi. No, don't take it otherwise. It actually means fish cooked in a sweet, spicy, tangy sauce. No Parsi wedding is ever complete without a generous serving of this dish, preferably made with every Bawaji's favorite fish, the pomfret. So let's get straight to it. So I have my pan ready over here. Let's get straight to it. About 2 teaspoons of oil, not too much. You see, we Parsis are fairly health conscious. Now, one thing before we proceed. This dish is so ridiculously simple yet so tasty. What if I tell you that we will be using absolutely no masalas, no powdered masalas in this dish? So all of you at home who got your masala box ready, please shut it off and put it aside. Some cumin seeds, some beautiful curry leaves. I think curry leaves are such a beautiful, fragrant ingredient, and with fish, it works wonderfully well. Some green chillies. I'm using 2 green chillies over here. You can use as many or as few as you like to. Some chopped ginger. And of course, some garlic. As you can see in the pan, we're just going to let our masalas cook for about 3 or 4 minutes on a nice gentle flame. In the meantime, while our masalas are browning, let's get to the fish. I have over here a wonderful fresh pomfret. You can use or substitute it with any of your other favorite fish. Just one tip, do not use fish which is very strong in flavor, because the nature of this dish, the balance of the dish is very delicate. So use a nice soft white flesh fish, but not with a very strong flavor. Now we are going to add what is going to give our sauce a little bit of a thickening. A little bit of maida, again not too much, about 2 to 2.5 teaspoons. You can use as much. If you like a slightly thicker sauce, you can use half a teaspoon more. I like a slightly delicate sauce, a light sauce, so I'm only going to use about 2.5 teaspoons. Make sure your flame is really nice and low, otherwise the flour will burn very fast. We only want to cook the raw flavor of the flour off. We are not going to give it any color. So be right there, do not go anywhere when this is happening. As you can see, our masalas are well browned and our flour is almost cooked. It's getting a nice aroma of the masala and the raw flavor of the flour is gone. Now we can add some water in our curry. One very important tip over here, whenever you are trying to thicken your sauce, always add very little water in the beginning. Bring it to a boil while you're whisking it, only then add more water. That will ensure that you have a smooth sauce with no lumps in it. Lovely. As you can see, our sauce is now nice and smooth. We can add some more water now. You will require about 1.5 to 2 cups of water depending on how much flour you put in. So our sauce is bubbling away beautifully. There is a little bit of cum on top which we will now take off. The easiest thing to do when you're trying to clean your sauce from on top is just push the scum away on the side like I'm doing, and then just take it off with one clean swoop, exactly like I did. At this stage, we will also add in a little bit of salt, the jaggery. The jaggery is what gives this dish a lovely, sweet, caramelized flavor. You could use sugar if you do not have jaggery, but I find that the flavor of jaggery is really satisfying. So do make the effort of getting some jaggery and keeping it at home. And last but not the least, my favorite ingredient, some Parsi malt vinegar. About 2 teaspoons of it, and then we will of course check for the taste and see how it goes. We can always add some more if you require. If there's one tip I can give you while you're making this dish, is go by your flavor, go by your palate. Some people, my mother likes it a little bit on the spicier side. My father likes it a little bit on the sweeter side. Trust your palate, mix and match the sweetness, the sourness and the chilies as per your liking. Perfect balance in the flavor, a little bit of spiciness, a little bit of sweetness, and maybe just a little bit of tanginess. Now is the time for our fish to go in. We'll put the flame on high and very gently slide the fish in. I'm just going to cover it to make sure that my fish cooks delicately in the heat of the sauce. Now our fish is almost cooked. The last thing is the tomatoes. The reason why we are adding tomatoes in the end is that we want a little bit of the flavor of the tomatoes to go inside the sauce, but still have whole recognizable slices. What I'm doing over here is I'm not handling the fish too much. By just turning around the pan, I'm making sure that my fish and my tomatoes are getting turned, but the fish is not getting broken. Now the moment that we've all been waiting for, the fish is beautifully spicy, sweet, sour. Sasni Macchi is almost ready. I'm going to plate this up. As you can see in the case of fish, the wonderful thing about fish is that Mother Nature has done such a beautiful job with it that I'm not going to do too much presenting it. I am just going to leave it on a beautiful, slightly flat, shallow platter. I put my fish and I'm just going to ladle the beautiful sauce with this slices of tomato on top. The tomatoes play a beautiful role in this dish. They lend a little bit of bite when you're eating the sauce, and they also make the sauce beautifully sour. There you go. I'm just going to garnish this with a little bit of fresh coriander. Lovely green fresh stems of coriander. And there you have it, Sasni Macchi. But wait, the final test is remaining. Like I said earlier, the balance of the dish between the flavors of spicy, sweet and tangy is what you want to achieve in this dish. Go ahead, experiment, make it the way you like it. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana.
For more such delicious recipes, stay tuned to Sanjeev Kapoor Khazana.